Hello everyone and welcome back to another video. Today I'm going to be decorating more villager houses starting with Agnes's, so let's get started. So for Agnes's house, I wanted to make her a yard. Usually I would make villagers have dedicated builds and areas for them in their house, but for Agnes I wanted her to have more of a realistic yard. So I took inspiration from my own backyard and used some items that I thought would fit, like the swinging bench. Now there was this opening in between Agnes's house and my sister's house, but I thought that the space was too tight to incorporate it with the backyard, so I decided to make it a gateway to the backyard using these two partition walls, and I thought it looked really nice. Now for this back part, I decided to use the snowy brick custom design because I had an idea of making a porch or a deck, but I didn't have any more custom design slots left to save porch custom designs because they take up like 10 slots or more. So I just used this path, which it works, which by the way, I did time travel back to the current time, which I have to remind you that I accidentally picked my island in the southern hemisphere, so that's why it's spring but almost fall in this time. Now that I'm done laying down the path, I added some fencing, and I'm using this tall vertical fencing because that's the fencing that is at my house, IRL. So I took inspiration from that. Also at first I wanted to customize these tall vertical fence to be dark brown, but they don't have that option, so I just went for this natural brown color. And now I'm starting to decorate finally. I love how perfectly aligned the swing bench is with the path to the backyard. And when I first imagined Agnes's house, I knew I wanted to add a swinging bench, but I also had an idea of putting like a low table in front of it with some cute food items and such. But when I came to make this build, I realized that there was not enough space to do that. So I went for a different approach and used fewer items. I also don't know exactly what Agnes's personality and style would be. I mean, I know her personality. Her personality is supposed to be sisterly, and she's pretty sisterly to me, but I don't really know what her style is. I went in her house, and her house is the starter home, by the way, so if I would talk to Isabel and get her house fixed, it would be more gothy, I think, from what I've seen in pictures of her house. And I guess she would like more of that style, but I decided I wanted to make her more of a normal yard because even though I see that she could fit in a goth core and more of a dark island theme, I thought that on my island she's going to be very bright and helpful and sisterly. At this point, I'm not even talking about the build anymore, but I'm adding the last final touches, and I added garden lamps because garden lamps make it very bright at nighttime. And I also added this cute little puppy. And that's it, I'm basically done with Agnes's house. So I went over to start with the next house, which is going to be Judy's. So far all the houses in the neighborhood have been pretty small and yard size like. But for Judy's house, I decided to give her something different because I used to always give Judy a stargazing area on my island, no matter what theme it was. So I decided to continue the tradition and give her a stargazing area. The stargazing area is not going to be huge, but it's going to fit this little area, which I didn't even know what to put there anyways, so it was going to be perfect. And I'm terraforming. Didn't think I'll do that in a decorating video, but I'm always terraforming. So that cliff is where I'm going to be building the stargazing area. I decided to elevate it a bit so you could see the night sky and the stars better. And now I am starting the decorating process. I got this new rug design which people are obsessed with nowadays. It's this like one tile rug custom design, and I think it's really cute as well. I also added the party lights as an entrance, and I added some bushes and flowers to make it feel more natural, because I was thinking for her home it was going to be more natural than the rest of them. I'm also working on making my map look better and look more fuller, so I had to add in-game path whenever I can, and I added some under Lolly's house, which made it look more full anyways, so I liked it better. Still felt that this part was really bare, so on the left side I added this rug custom design, and I placed some really cute items on top of it, so it's like a little picnic, but more of a Judy style picnic. So I guess Judy's house has two parts, this picnic, which is on the bottom section, and then a stargazing area, which is on the top. So the other villagers are probably very jealous, but at least they get something too. And here are the cute little items that I was talking about. I added a camera for those photos, and I customized it to be pink, which matched the rug. Then I placed down these cookies, which look really appetizing, and I love how they look like they're spilled out, even though that's probably bad if you're living in Animal Crossing, because all your cookies will be spilled, but it's just for decoration. It's not real, unfortunately. And then I added a tablet, and I also customized that to be pink. And then I added these log stakes, and I also added a ladder, which is perfect. I didn't want to waste the incline or my bells, so this is the usage for the ladders. And also I added custom designs to fill in those empty spaces. I feel like the ladders are very underrated, and I feel like a lot of people talk about this, but ladders are just so good, and I need to use them more on my island. Because before we got the ladders, there were so many spaces that I needed the ladders and the inclines couldn't fit. So those would have been perfect times. Unfortunately, I don't need the ladders as much anymore, but those would have been the perfect times when we needed the ladders. I added a cute rocking chair. Unfortunately, you can't wish on stars while you're sitting, but it's just something that makes the area look better and adds more vertical height. And now I'm working on the stargazing area. As you can see, the trees kind of block the view, but it's better than being on the first level or the second level when you're not able to see anything. I always make my stargazing areas the exact same. I always put some kind of fencing against the wall as railings, because I feel like you're just gonna fall off if I don't. And I always use the same items like the telescope and Celeste items, and I almost every time put it in the exact same spot. Like I would put a crescent moon chair in the same spot every time, or Nova lights and star clocks. But that's just how I make stargazing areas. Other areas I would make it different every time, like an orchard, but for some reason, the stargazing area is always the same. I also tried to use colors that would match Judy's color scheme. Her fur is more pastel and blendy, and she has more of a blue and purple fur, but I also used pink because in the original photo she wears a pink dress. I added fencing to this side because I felt like that would have been fitting, and then I added a beautiful crescent moon chair, which I feel like if you use it wisely it looks really pretty, but when I first got this DIY I just put them everywhere and it didn't look so nice. But I feel like if you use them once in a while, it looks really nice. And I also don't know how this area looks like in the nighttime, so it could look really ugly and I wouldn't know it. In my opinion, I think it looks decent in the daytime, so hopefully it would look nice in the nighttime as well. And believe it or not, I'm almost done with this stargazing area. I added this one last star clock, and it's a pink one this time. But I felt like I pushed everything off to the sides and this middle part was very bare. So I added some in-game path to fill in the space a little bit better and to make it feel more full. I ended up using the orange brick one. I've been using that one on my island a lot lately, but I feel like this one would have worked too. I did end up using the brick one because that's the one I used for Agnes' house. And that's it. I decorated 2 villager houses today, Agnes's and Judy's. and I'm planning to decorate the last one in another video. So let me go ahead and show you around. So this is a little picnic area for Judy where she could relax in and hang out. And then if we go over here up the, I almost said incline, up the ladder, we come to the little stargazing area. And this is really cute. It's very simple and it's very similar to all my other stargazing areas, but if we go over here now to the left, we're gonna head to Agnes's house. And as I said before, Agnes's yard is inspired by my own yard, and it's pretty simple as well. Just have some nice little decorations that a backyard would have. And that's the end of the tour. I hope you like these 2 villager homes that I decorated. If you want to see me decorating more villager homes, click on the video that will happen shortly, and I'll see you next time. Bye!